So yeah, today we're going to be talking about recasting roles in films to improve them. So some are films that are already good. Some are ones that really were hurt by poor casting decisions. Sometimes among other things. But note that we're not going to be using the same actors too many times, so you're not going to see like Leonardo DiCaprio get thrown into every single movie. We're trying to use people who would have been like age appropriate at the time of when that film came out and things like that, just so it's a little realistic. But
in full disclosure, we do have a repeat though.
We do have one repeat. Yeah, no, we do have one. But that's fair. One's not that bad. Yeah, I did notice when there was the one, I was like, this is gonna work though, because I don't necessarily agree with one of them. So I'm excited for that.
It's I doubt anyone will be able to guess it before it actually happens.
No.
It's not really a hard hitter.
But yeah, that's that. Before we get into the main show though, let's just talk about one example of a recasting that actually happened, that we believe really saved the movie and made it the classic that it is today. I'm not sure how many people listening or watching are aware of the fact that Michael J. Fox wasn't originally cast as Marty McFly in Back to the Future. It was originally going to be played. Marty was originally going to be played by Eric Stoltz. He actually had. He's the actor. He was in Mask, not the Mask with Jim Carrey, but the one with the facial deformity.
Accidentally
the drug dealer
download or play.
Yeah, exactly.
Drug dealer in Pulp Fiction.
Yep. I think he was the child molester dad in Butterfly Effect. Doug's favorite movie.
Yeah, absolutely. He does creepy really well.
He does do creepy very well. Not exactly a Marty McFly, who you envision after having seen Back to the Future.
His dad, though, very
yeah, he could probably have played Marty's dad pretty well. I mean, Crispin Glover is absolutely fantastic. I wouldn't recast him.
Creepy guy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, he was originally in the role. He filmed a bunch of scenes for the actual movie. Like they were in production for a couple weeks. You can actually see on some of the Blu-rays and stuff like that.
Probably
some
on
of
YouTube too.
Yeah, probably on YouTube as well. Scenes with him and Christopher Lloyd and other cast members. And then Robert Zemeckis basically just said, this isn't working. They originally wanted Michael J. Fox, but he couldn't do it because of his family ties, TV commitment. But after going through a few weeks with Stoltz, they reconvened and made it work, where Michael J. Fox was able to do both roles at the same time. He did his family ties commitment during the day, and then his Back to the Future stuff at night, basically up all day long.
Yeah,
which is rough. But I don't believe that this film would be the classic that it is, and if it's not for Michael J. Fox being in the role.
Definitely not.
You guys speak on it as well.
I was just going to say, by make it work, you mean Michael J. Fox just didn't sleep at all for months while filming this movie?
Probably.
Basically.
Yeah.
He suffered throughout 1984, 85 in order to get this done. But I mean, it's his ultimate fan favorite, biggest role he's ever done. So wise decision on his part.
And that probably made a fucking ton of money for making 3 of those movies. So bust your ass for 3 years and be set for life.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I think it's wild that, like, when you go, if you go and watch those scenes with Eric Stoltz, I mean, the guy, he's a really good actor, and this is just a perfect example of just like a terrible casting. Like, he just wasn't right for the role. Like, it just didn't feel right. You know,
was it something?
It was a different type of. It like seemed like a different type of movie. It didn't seem as like broad a comedy and like as heartfelt as it was supposed to be.
Like, his acting wasn't terrible. Like, his acting was fine, but it's just it didn't fit with what they were trying to achieve at all.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely changed the tone for sure. It's just weird.
JP, I think you were going to say something.
I was just asking if it was a case of like the studio pushing him down their throats.
I think the studio did want Stoltz. I think, if I remember correctly,
I thought it was more Family Ties wouldn't give him up to do it.
Well, I mean, just more like, were they pushing Eric Stoltz, or is it just someone they picked?
I think they just needed to film. They needed to hire someone once they couldn't get Michael J. Fox, and then Robert Zemeckis was just like, this isn't the movie that I had imagined. Him and Bob Gale, and then they talked to Universal, and I guess probably showed footage, and then made it happen with NBC or whoever produced Family Ties.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's just weird to like every time I see photos of in that role, he's like so tall that he's like taller than Doc versus like Michael J. Fox is so short.
That is
like,
weird.
Shorter and just that height. Just that height. Just like rubs me the wrong way.
It's just weird seeing those scenes. Those
Christopher
iconic
Lloyd
scenes
always
like that.
Yeah, Lloyd like towers over Marty.
Yeah.
In the movie, or Doc towers over Marty. So yeah, that is a weird dynamic. But yeah, basically that's what we're trying to get at with this episode, with our feature presentation, is looking at situations like this, but our dream situations where, let's say, this actor was 2 weeks into filming this role. Clearly, we know in retro, like after the fact, that it didn't work out. Here's who we would have plugged in to make it work. So we'll get to that later. Let us know if you agree with our picks. Let us know any others that you have in mind that you always thought would be a good fit for someone for a role, and that would have elevated the movie. And we'll shout those out later. But let's move on to the rest of the show then, and we'll catch you with that feature presentation in a little bit. All right, welcome to Live Breathe Film, episode 39, one step closer to 40. That's exciting. You're here with Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph. Thanks as always for joining us, either on Twitch or after the fact on YouTube or your favorite podcasting platform. Before we get into our main topic for today, let's just run through some news and what we watched over this past week, including the pretty momentous episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. News. So we've got some exciting announcements this week to talk about. We'll start with Indiana Jones 5. I think we mentioned in our last episode that it seemed like this one was going to get delayed again because we saw Black Adam move to its release date of July 22nd, 2022, or July something, or in late July 2022. But this past week, we found out that they've casted Phoebe Waller-Bridge from Fleabag as the female lead in Indiana Jones 5, and that John Williams will be returning to score. If he didn't, that would have been even, I think, more of a loss than Spielberg not directing it. Just because I would say the music wasn't a bad part of Crystal Skull. Whether Crystal Skull, you can say it's Spielberg's fault or George Lucas's fault, who's not involved in this one. That's a whole other story. But George Lucas is not involved with this one at all. Spielberg will be a hands-on producer, but ultimately James Mangold is directing. I imagine we'll get some other casting announcements soon. Is there you have any thoughts about Phoebe Waller-Bridge joining the cast with Harrison Ford? And B, is there anyone from past films that you'd like to see return for this one? Who wants Mutt Williams back?
Always Mutt Williams. Give me Mutt Williams or give me death.
It would be cool to see John Rhys Davies return. I'd like to see. I forgot the character's name, but I'd like to see him return.
Solid.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah. Do we have an idea of what like the synopsis is? Like, when does this take place?
No, I mean, if it followed real time, I think it would take place in the 70s.
Okay, because I was trying to think when Crystal Skull took place. 50s, right?
That was in the 50s, yeah. and this will be 14 years after Crystal Skull in real time. So
I would imagine this is going to be like very Cold War-y. Russians are the bad guys again, like the last.
Just do it better this time.
Yeah, God, it's got potential. I'm
like
not...
more like do more of like the Bond Russian type villains of like the 60s, 70s.
No aliens, none.
No aliens.
No aliens.
Yeah, that was a George Lucas thing. So because he always came up with the MacGuffins, so that whole Crystal Skull was him.
I mean, he did such a good job before that, though. Like,
yes,
yeah,
but man, I mean, I'm not particularly excited for this. The casting doesn't really ramp up my excitement too much either. But I mean, obviously, I hope it's better than the last one. Because Indiana Jones is great, but I mean, Harrison Ford's super old.
Yeah, he will be 80 when this is released.
Yeah,
wild.
Just I don't know. It's hard to get pumped about this.
Doug, any thoughts from you?
Yeah, I'm kind of in JP's boat. I just don't really care about this movie. I don't know that Phoebe Waller-Bridge joining the cast really does anything for me. I mean, if it was like a comedy, I'd be excited about Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Yeah,
joining, or if she was going to be writing or involved in writing, I'd be excited. But I don't know. I'm not really sure how they're going to use her yet.
I don't even know whose name is going to be on this screenplay at this point. Like I think it might have been the Lawrence Kasdan's son, who was like
Jake
one of the co-writers. Not Jake Kasdan. John Kasdan, maybe. He was the one who was the co-writer of Solo.
Oh yeah,
it was him and his dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure if it's like solely him or whatever, or if anyone else is gonna be involved. Like if they'll have her punch up the script like she did for No Time to Die, or anything like that.
It's just crazy.
It's gonna come out at the very end, and they're gonna pull off the thing in the script, and it's just written by George Lucas.
That's the big plot twist at the end.
There you go.
You're gonna have no idea who wrote this movie until it starts, and it says written by George Lucas.
Yeah, right.
It's just crazy how long this movie has been in like active development.
It is crazy to think that it's only going to be 5 years less than the gap between Last Crusade and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
That's insane.
Because we were fucking 3 years old when Last Crusade came out, and then we were, I guess, around 21 when Crystal Skull came out, and now we're going to be fucking like our mid-30s when this one comes out. It's pretty wild. So
they take a long time.
I don't know. Hopefully, it's one where we go in with lower expectations than we did last time, and it exceeds them. That would be a great situation. All right. Next up, Spielberg's next movie. Since we are currently talking about the beard himself, they've announced a couple new casting choices for his new movie. If you remember, we talked about it previously. It's kind of like a semi-autobiographical film that's Steven Spielberg, about like his childhood. But Paul Dano, so hot right now with the Batman. He was been casted as Spielberg's dad in the movie, and then Seth Rogen is playing his favorite uncle. So it's the two of them and Michelle Williams, who's playing his mom. They are all in it so far. So it's a unique cast. He hasn't worked with any of them, I believe, which is different. He tends to work with a lot of the same people. But I was saying this I forget if I said this to you guys this week, but I'm really hoping that John Williams, we just talked about him as well. He's going to be turning 90. He's doing Indiana Jones. I feel like this would be like the perfect like cap to his career if he does like a 1-2 punch of this movie about Spielberg, since he's done almost every single score of his movies throughout his entire career, with the exception of like 4 of them. And then finishing up Indiana Jones. Like the dude got to finish Star Wars trilogy this past decade. Now if he can finish Indiana Jones and then finish his run with Spielberg with a movie about Spielberg's youth, I think that would be like the perfect way for him to end his career.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just about Spielberg's early life.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
like his childhood.
maybe he can score a scene for himself in a movie.
That would be pretty funny. It gets to like his 20s, and then it's like, hey, it's John Williams. And you just see him scoring the movie itself right then and there.
It's the most epic score for anything ever, and the rest of the movie's just like mediocre. He held out for the whole thing. And it's like, it's John Williams.
Gets so meta right there.
See, Seth Rogen, I could see as playing John Williams if he was in the movie.
That's kind of funny.
Conducting go.
They do like have similar like facial structures.
Yeah.
And he's like a bearded dude, so yeah, I could kind of actually see that myself.
He could definitely do it. He was incredible in the Steve Jobs movie. Like he wasn't.
Yeah, no, he's a good actor when he's doing dramas. But most comedians are. All right, another one that was just announced. Earlier this year, we talked about how the director, or earlier last year, we talked about how the director of Skull Island, Jordan Vaught Roberts, was going to be doing the Metal Gear Solid movie. So that's still on the table. But then it was also just announced this past week that he's going to be making a live-action Gundam movie for Netflix. Now, I don't know what that means for Metal Gear Solid exactly, or if you just can do them both back to back. This Gundam movie is going to be by the company Legendary, who did all the MonsterVerse movies, who does a lot of the DC movies, Dark Knight Trilogy, whatnot. But I don't really know anything about Gundam. JP and Corey, at least one of you. Big ass robots.
Yeah,
all right.
I like Gundam.
What are they setting them up to fight Godzilla and Kong?
They fight each other.
Yeah.
It's robots fighting robots.
Yeah.
Okay.
With people in the robots.
There could be though. Where do you go from Godzilla versus Kong?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it translates really well.
We were talking about that last week.
Yeah, Pacific Rim. I guess you substitute Pacific Rim for Gundam, but I think a lot of people would lose their shit.
Their shit, yeah. Fans.
Yeah, Gundam's a really popular anime, correct?
Yeah. And I think it's one of like the longer running ones, right?
Yeah. It started in like the early 70s. I mean, it's not it's not the same show, but the property's been around
so
since
it's like Power
70s.
Rangers, or kind of like reboots like regularly.
But everything like there's a cohesive story like with everything in it, so there's like a mythology, I guess, best way to put it. So they have a lot to dig into with this. They could make movies forever if they're good, I guess, or popular.
Interesting. But yeah,
I think we assumed it was all live action. Is it live action or is it a cartoon?
I would imagine
I believe it's live action with this guy directing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine you bringing a live action.
He only does live action stuff
to do a cartoon.
Yeah,
unless it was some sort of like motion capture. That would be kind of cool.
That's possible. I mean, he did motion capture with Kong, so I mean, it very well could be motion capture for the actual. What are they? Gundam robots? Is that robots?
Mobile suit Gundam.
Mobile suits. Yeah,
mobile suits.
It'd be neat if they did it almost like computer generated, but motion capture for people and everything. And gave it like a really stylized, cartoony type look. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm excited for this just because, I mean, coming from Skull Island, like I said, it translate in theory. It translates pretty well. So
I feel like the one thing that translates worse than video games to live action movies in America is anime.
Yes.
It's pretty fucking bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have never been able to do it correctly, for sure.
Because it's just so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got both of them. He's got a video game and an animated.
He's got two of the like most difficult things to.
I don't know who he pissed off, but they're like, you know what, guy, you get to do a video game and an anime. Go fuck yourself. Enjoy.
I think Metal Gear, he pursued that. I think he wanted to do Metal Gear. I don't know about Gundam. Maybe this is like passion projects of his. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know about Gundam. I know Legendary worked with him already, so they probably like brought it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Is my guess, or he knew that they had the rights to it and he went to them.
Yeah.
But hey, they're doing it. So
yeah.
Netflix.
Um, yeah, Netflix just spending that cash. All right. Last week we did not have a chance to mention it, but Helen Mirren was casted as one of the villains in the new Shazam movie.
So strange.
Now this week Lucy Liu was cast as the main villain, so it'll be the two of them as villains in the upcoming Shazam movie. I haven't seen Lucy Liu in something in a while.
Yeah. I think that show Elementary was like the last thing I saw her.
Oh,
shit.
yeah, she was.
Oh yeah.
Remember Elementary?
Yeah,
I never
like
watched it.
Watson
I think
or
I saw the
something.
pilot, but that was it.
Yep, I had completely forgot about that show.
Before that,
didn't
Kill
think you
Bill?
go from like, I
Yeah,
didn't
like
think
Charlie's Angels, Kill Bill.
from movies to network television and back to movies
Yeah, strange.
anymore.
So
Right?
she,
Not like
She's had a
shitty.
she's had an interesting career. Television to movies to television to movies. I mean, she was fantastic in Kill Bill.
yeah,
So and she was great, and she was a villain in that one. So hopefully she brings that same sort of attitude to Shazam. Obviously, can't do the R-rated
yeah.
attitude that she had in that one,
Is
but
she playing a god? Like, because Helen Mirren is playing like a god of sorts, right? Like,
I do not know who they're playing. I mean, what is it? This one's called Fury of the Gods.
No, that's Shazam 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shazam
Oh,
2.
Shazam
That's
2.
what this is. Yeah.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Black Adam. I had heard like Calypso. They were talking about the rumblings and shit, but I mean, who knows at this point? What's his face? The director spoiled the last page of the script. I don't know if you saw that,
No.
but I was on Reddit, so I go
how
on
do you
like the
accidentally
DC.
spoil that.
It's not. I was on the DC EU leaks subreddit, and there was a video. It's like of someone running around the production office of Shazam 2 and running up to the script and opening it and flipping to the last page and filming it. And then you look at it and it was posted by the director on Reddit. I thought that was pretty funny. It was just like a cheesy
PR
ass
move.
joke.
That's good.
Yeah, it wasn't real. It's just a funny.
That was kind of
cheesy ass
like
joke.
on April Fool's Day, Bruce Campbell posted a page from Doctor Strange 2, which obviously wasn't real. But it was a fun way to do an April Fool's thing when it's like obviously fake and not something
Ruthless.
that like not something that gets you super excited. Then you find out it's like bullshit. Those are like the worst April Fool's things.
Yep.
All right, let's go to release dates then. Last week, when we talked, Disney was the one responsible for a big shuffle. Now Paramount is the one for this week's cascade of changes. But the first one, which really is the biggest one, Top Gun Maverick. So Top Gun 2 was supposed to be coming out in July, like right around 4th of July. That will now be coming out in November, November 19th, which is when Mission Impossible 7 was supposed to come out. So now that one is getting bumped all the way to Memorial Day of next year. And the following Mission Impossible 8 is then getting bumped to the following July. So all the Tom Cruise movies have basically been bumped a year.
Insane.
Which, 6 months to a year. It's crazy though, because Top Gun was supposed to come out July or June of 2019,
2020.
Or I think it might have originally supposed to been. Was it originally supposed to come out in November? No, it was always supposed to be a summer release, and now it's been bumped like 4 times. But yeah, it'd be cool to finally catch that one in IMAX later this year. Mission Impossible
It's
7.
so weird that. Sorry, I was just saying it's just so weird that like 2020 like never happened for movies.
Yeah.
Just like the
Yeah.
last movie year.
With a few exceptions, 2020 was fucking bust.
Well,
When
think
it came
about
to
it,
films
like
coming out.
what, like we got like Invisible Man, which when I think about it, it doesn't even feel like that movie was in theaters in 2020. It's wild.
Yeah. When we get to
examples, but that's one that I always keep going back to.
when we get to 2020 in our yearly film series, we're gonna have not gonna have a whole lot to talk about.
So,
Well, Doug will talk about Eurovision. It's gonna be a lot of
That's
movies that
true.
were
It's
like
gonna be
on
us talking about
Netflix.
fucking Hubie Halloween the whole time.
Yeah. Oh wow. I didn't even think about it. Like it's fairly close too. We're only
Yep.
what 12 weeks away from
Something
12
like
episodes
that, yeah.
away from discussing 2020.
Yep.
Shit.
And
Yeah.
we're not gonna get through
And
2021
there will
before
still
we get
there will
there.
still be movies from 2020 that haven't come out when we're talking about 2020.
Yep.
Damn. Yeah, Mission Impossible 7 is moving back into like its Memorial Day release, which is when the first two movies
That's
came
a
out.
plus at least.
Yeah, so I mean, I actually prefer. I think it's more of a summer movie than a November movie. So I'm kind of glad, and I like that these movies have such long gaps in between them. It just makes it more like super ridiculous. Like Mission Impossible 1 came out when we were in elementary school, and they're still fucking making these.
Yeah.
All the way to by the time Mission Impossible 8 comes out, it'll be like our mid to late 30s. But it took Dungeons and Dragons spot, so I don't know when that one's coming out now. That one's got kind of like an interesting cast. I think Chris Pine is like the
Yeah.
lead in that one.
Yeah,
It's weird.
weird, man.
And it's the writers of Spider-Man: Homecoming and Horrible Bosses and some other stuff.
Like, is it
I
a
don't
comedy
know if it'll
or
be any
like-
good. I mean, everything they've done is
as long as it's not like the
comedy.
last one.
Yeah,
Was it it's
from
Marlon
what,
Wayans?
2000?
Disaster. Yeah, Marlon
Jeremy
Wayans,
Irons.
some guy they found in drama school, and Jeremy Irons, and then they put lipstick on that guy, and he was a villain.
It was
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
It was really bad.
Never even
All right.
heard of this movie.
Oh, you
Well,
should watch the trailer.
Go look it up.
It's something.
I remember,
it's
Corey. I
really
remember
bad.
we saw the trailer for it when we saw Little Nicky.
wow.
And I was just like, wow, this looks terrible.
Yeah, I remember us saying, like, even at that time, wow, that looks not good.
And then I remember being like, Little Nicky, kind of bad.
Yeah.
But
No,
then
Little Nicky's good.
that was what I thought at the time.
I didn't
After
like
the
the-
fact,
I
like the
didn't like
more I
Little
watched
Nicky.
it, I was like, oh, this movie's funny.
Yeah, Little Nicky's good.
It was just
didn't
weird after his like that run he had with Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding
Yeah.
Singer, Waterboy. It felt very tonally different at the time.
It was the start of the stupidity.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the moronic stupidity. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it was after Big Daddy too.
yeah.
So yes, that was definitely the start of that run for him.
Yeah.
And then last week we had mentioned Jackass, hopefully moving up to July 4th because of Shang-Chi, and I did predict that Top Gun would move. I just predicted the wrong direction. And same goes with Jackass. That'll now be coming out October 22nd, opposite Last Night in Soho and the new Clint Eastwood movie, Cry Macho. But Jackass, I feel like it's a fall movie. I guess they've all come out in September or October. So no big deal there. We'll go do our pancake breakfast after Jackass 4.
We're too old for a goddamn pancake breakfast.
We only do it after Jackass movies. We go to IHOP.
Yes.
And then a movie I don't think we've ever talked about. It was actually moved up to late July. Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins.
I didn't even know they were making this.
It's one of those Paramount movies that they moved it with Top Gun moving back. They moved this movie up.
Does it take place in the same continuity as those last two G.I. Joe
I guess
movies?
it probably takes as much
I doubt it.
continuity as like X-Men Origins does with the X-Men movies.
Is Ray Park
The first two didn't really even.
What was it?
That's all I'm
Retaliation was the second one.
Well, they threw Channing Tatum back in it, like during reshoots because they're like, "Oh shit, this guy's big now." But I mean, they already had The Rock in it, so that's all that really matters for a sequel to make more money than the original.
Is Channing Tatum big anymore?
He hasn't done a movie in like 5 years.
Yeah, there you go. So
I don't. It's his choice.
Really, Ray Park's not Snake Eyes? Fuck off.
Yeah, no,
off.
Snake Eyes is Henry Golding from Crazy Rich Asians and A Simple Favor.
Interesting.
And then I know Samara Weaving is in it. She's, I don't know, Scarlet, Black or something, Black Scarlet. I don't know if that's even a real thing. I don't know, G.I. Joe.
She's Scarlet, yeah, and then Baroness is in it, and then obviously there's Storm
Baroness
Shadow,
has
who's
to
like
be in it.
the white ninja to the black ninja.
I think we probably all
Was
had
it-
G.I. Joe action figures when we were kids, but
Yeah.
I don't
Wasn't
really
Joseph
remember the TV show.
one of these movies?
Was he?
He was, yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
These movies had an eclectic
I think
cast.
so.
I like kind of remembered the original, but the second one, because I think we saw it in theaters for whatever reason, and the second one I never saw.
I never saw either of them.
I don't know who I saw it in theaters with though. Then
Probably JP.
maybe. Actually,
Uh,
maybe we did see it together at Preakness.
maybe.
I definitely saw it at Preakness.
Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt was fucking Cobra Commander. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Cobra Commander. Holy shit. What a
That's-
bad casting.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, I imagine we're gonna get a trailer for this very soon, though, if it's coming out in late July.
Yeah.
I know they've already started throwing out the action figures and things like that.
I did not even know that this was a thing.
So,
This is wild.
We shall see if it looks any good. Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to come out in October, when to the date that Jackass 4 moved to, so they just moved that
it
all
up.
the way up after they moved Jackass back. But yeah, it's going to be coming out against M. Night Shyamalan's new movie Old, and against Hotel Transylvania Transformania, the fourth and final installment of Adam Sandler's Hotel Trans. What is Doug be doing?
Doug's camera's fucking
No,
horrible.
Doug, you ain't like possessed right now?
He was sitting there like this for the smiling, and like the camera's like getting really bright and really dark.
Were you trying to like signal something to us through your smile?
Doug, are you okay?
It looks like he's getting pictures taken of himself. Like he's posing and then it's snapping, and then he's posing again and it's snapping.
What's happening up over in Florida?
I'm gonna try to just restart it. Continue.
Oh boy, now I'm Doug.
Oh, we're all fucked up now.
I am
Yep.
JP.
Whatever. We're almost done with the release date news anyway.
So
what were you gonna say?
aren't the Hotel Transylvania movies supposed to be good? I've never seen them, but
I saw the first one on Netflix fairly recently, and it was good.
Yeah, my wife says the first one's pretty good.
I don't know, the second and third weren't
I didn't know
streaming
Adam
anywhere
Sandler was
yet,
involved in this.
so yeah, it's a Happy Madison thing. It's like the only thing he does outside of like good movies and Netflix movies. Like these ones actually go into theaters. Those and
That's
like the
funny.
arty type movies. Otherwise, it's goes to Netflix. But yeah, I think they're all supposed to be fairly consistent, from what I've read. It's got the usual gang, like everyone that you'd expect to be in it is in it. So
Steve Buscemi.
yeah, exactly. And then the last release date change was our good friend Peter Rabbit 2 continues to break records.
Oh my god!
By changing its release date. I don't know, it's like 10th or 11th now.
That's
it was pretty.
insane.
It was something ridiculous the last time we talked about it, but it was going to be coming out July 4th. But now because Luca moved to Disney Plus only, it moved into Luca's release date. So yeah, I mean it's a movie we're not going to see, but I just like keep to bring this one up every time they move it, just because it's getting beyond ridiculous at this point.
Good lord.
All right, let's talk about the two trailers that came out this week. We've got Army of the Dead and F9. So, do we want to start with Batista or John Cena?
Batista. He's
Okay.
been in movies for longer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So yeah, Dave Batista. He's headlining Zack Snyder's second film of the year, Army of the Dead. Looks interesting. We talked a little bit about it when like the teaser came out, but now we have much more of an idea of what this one is like. Are there zombies outside of Vegas?
No,
They're
no, I don't
only in
think so.
Vegas.
Yeah.
I think the point is that life goes on, and they manage to just quarantine them all to Vegas.
Why don't they just shoot them all? You literally could put a sniper. Well, then again, these
Or
are
just
smart.
Fucking
up.
nuke them.
Yeah, that too. I mean, I don't know if you
Vegas.
if you didn't want to like destroy the property, just fucking snipe them all. But yeah,
But-
if you don't give a shit about Vegas,
But
blow
they're
the
like
fucker up.
intelligent too, which threw me off.
They are. Yep,
And
these-
fast. And
They're even faster than they were in Dawn of the
Yeah.
Dead. They're
Yeah.
smarter. They can like dodge like fucking punches
Yeah.
and stuff like
I mean,
that.
that was a cool. I wasn't expecting that type of a change, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it looks like they've got like zombie leaders and everything like
it
that.
kind of reminds me of I Am Legend, like with the vampires and that, how
Yeah.
they're
I was thinking of it.
intelligent.
Yeah, like an I Am Legend with like a Dawn of the Dead type of mashup.
Mm-hmm.
You know who's
Which
smarter
kind of
though?
cool.
It's Batista, because he wears glasses.
Just like he did in Blade Runner. He's got where he has little baby glasses in that one.
Yeah.
And then even when he's got his gun, he has glasses. So he's not just brawn. Smart.
He's got the smarts too.
He's a smart man.
It does look fun. I mean, I don't know if it's because it purposely feels like Dawn of the Dead, like it's got that feel, obviously because it's Zack Snyder, but it looks like a fun movie. It looks like it's going to be a fun action movie. Although I don't know if it'll be as drama centric as Dawn of the Dead was at certain points. I think this is just going to be.
Well, it doesn't have James Gunn writing it, so.
Oh yeah, true.
I don't know how. Like, we're gonna find out how much of Dawn of the Dead was James Gunn and how much was Zack Snyder.
So Snyder
the
wrote this.
I believe he co-wrote it. I mean, the look of Dawn of the Dead is very Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
And the look of this one is very Zack Snyder.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as the writing overall, we'll see how much was how much of the quality was because of James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be real. $200 million split. What are there? 6 of them, 6 ways plus 7 for I imagine the guy that coordinated it all.
Setting this all up, yeah.
Not enough to get me to go into a zombie infested Las Vegas and go fight my way to a thing. Not even close, actually.
Yeah.
200 million for myself. Not even close. So
You'd prefer to pull more of an Ocean's 11 type job, even though you make a lot less.
Yo, for sure. Like minus zombies.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'll make a lot less with that.
Just deal with Andy Garcia.
Yeah, and fucking or Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
That'd be a treat, honestly. But yeah, 200 million split between the crew because obviously some of them are going to die, but not enough money at all.
No, definitely not.
I was actually shocked when he said 200 million. I said, "The fuck? Like this is a movie. Just make it more.
Make it fucking enormous.
$1 billion.
I mean, yeah. I mean, $1 billion. Assemble a crew to go into Las Vegas that's filled with zombies. Unless they didn't know there were zombies in there, but I would imagine that's pretty fucking public news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Smart Batista books himself a flight to Las Vegas and realizes that Las Vegas isn't there anymore, and I wonder why.
So what's going on is society has continued to exist, so the money still has like a material value. It's just
Yeah, I mean,
this
if
area.
It would have to, yeah.
it would be useless otherwise. So that that answers my question from the beginning.
Yeah, society had to have gone on outside of Las Vegas, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe there's a reverse inflation sort of thing going on. So $200 million now is worth.
Worth more. It probably. I mean,
but that doesn't make any sense. Just make the number bigger. Is there going to be like an economic subplot to this where they show how money got more valuable? Oh God, Snyder cut.
We'll find out on Netflix next month.
I won't.
Like
Shit,
May 21st.
Shit looks violent and depressing. I don't think I can watch this. It looks like people are going to get ripped to shreds.
I had 2 main observations, which was there was no Hallelujah music playing.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder didn't list the Snyderverse in one of his credits. It said like Man of Steel, Dawn of the Dead, but
And
nothing that talked
Yeah,
about
no Justice League.
Justice League or Batman vs Superman.
It's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I think they went with until Justice League came out. Those were, I guess, the 3 highest rated movies on Rotten Tomatoes. Probably didn't want to mention Justice League just to confuse people.
Yeah.
Because definitely some people are still thinking about the original one.
You know what's gonna happen? There's gonna be a scene where the zombies are all in church and Hallelujah is gonna play. It's definitely gonna happen. Like they're all gonna burst into like a zombie church where they're worshiping
White.
whatever zombie Jesus they worship. It's gonna be Hallelujah playing while they just massacre zombies.
Yeah, it'll be like the Kingsman scene, but with Hallelujah playing instead of whatever was on in that.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, and now let's talk John Cena, F9
Cena.
of the Fast Saga. It looks bonkers.
Good lord.
They really just they're
There was
pulling
so
out
much
all
they
the
didn't
stuff.
show us in the last trailer,
No, yeah.
and they still haven't showed us space yet.
They
Wait,
hinted at it.
they are going to space, like legitimately.
Did you see the end of the trailer?
Well, I
dude?
did,
They had-
but I
they
didn't
had
think-
spacesuits on with
Wait.
duct tape.
Wait, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no,
Dude, they're like falling out of the plane, and they all got like spacesuits on, and they're taping the.
I thought they were
Yeah,
just
and then
in
there's
the
a
upper.
huge rocket attached to the car.
I thought they were just in the upper atmosphere trying to like drop something. But
I'm gonna say if they go to space, that's
Well, they
probably
make-
the time they go
they
to
do-
space.
You see them in the previous trailer making that rocket.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
And now they're falling from an airplane, and they're like tilting upwards. I think they're gonna go to space there.
Dude, we're seeing the Tokyo Drift guys in the fucking backyard.
I
of
love
Toretto's
that.
house.
Bow Wow's in it
They're
too.
finally there.
So happy. Oh, that's so great. And Lucas Black looks like he's not a day over 53. And he's
What's he supposed
playing
to be? College age?
a 19-year-old boy.
I'm kind of lost with the story because I haven't seen. I don't even remember 5, but I haven't seen 6, 7, 8. I guess I don't.
No, I think you saw up to 7.
I don't know. I don't remember any of them. So I'm like,
Catch up
yeah.
or rewatch.
But
I'm really happy they
looks
brought
ridiculous.
back fucking Simple Jack as the villain. That's great.
Wait. Oh, Charlize.
Charlize Theron and her fucking Simple Jack haircut.
That is ridiculous. So when did the actress who played Missandei in Game of Thrones join the cast?
7.
Oh, okay. Because
Is she
This
the
is
British
her-
hacker woman?
yeah, I
Yeah,
saw her and I'm
this is
like,
her
what is
third one- her
happening
third
here?
one. This is the 3rd one she's in.
All right.
I mean, Han got a lot of spotlight in this trailer.
Yeah.
How is he
Han's-
alive?
He's a goddamn sniper now, and
Find out, man. We're gonna
Justin
find
Lin will tell us how.
John Cena
the end
looks
of June.
great as usual. I mean, he's a great actor.
Well,
But
Vin Diesel did say that Paul Walker came back down to him and told him that John Cena should be
Wait.
in the movie.
Did he really fucking say
Oh
that?
my god,
Something like that.
Was that on his
that's horrible.
his
All right.
LP that he put out? Is that part of his
What?
song?
He said Pablo gave him his blessing. He said you gotta
Alright.
put him in this movie.
John
Good
Cena.
lord.
I mean,
That's-
all right.
Yeah, that's kind of cringy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Vin Diesel. I mean, I believe he believes it.
How long has Vin Diesel feuds with John Cena?
I don't think
2
Vin-
movies.
I think Vin Diesel is one of the most sincere people in the world. To a fucking fault. And if he says this, I believe that he thinks this actually happened.
Yeah, I don't think he's making things up.
Good for him. I mean, he looks like a great casting choice. It seems like they have good chemistry. He's a good villain.
It's so absurd that he has a secret brother that they haven't talked about.
Yeah.
It's the stupidest thing I've.
What is
He's-
with
They're
with
going
that
full
magnet?
soap opera.
that like fucking magnet thing that is
I
throughout
don't
the
know,
trailer?
but they're Breaking Breaking Bad style.
I'm
And they
like,
got
what?
magnets on this show.
I mean, I'm in.
It looks
but,
cooler than the remote control cars in 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I mean, I think this one looks like the coolest one since
5
6.
probably. I liked
Um,
5 a lot.
Yeah, 5's
I
awesome.
remember seeing that
Yeah.
in theaters and like just
5's
having a
not great.
ball.
I just know it's not gonna be as good as 5, so I'm gonna say 6.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. The last one really soured for me, and they brought back the same villain. I thought Charlize Theron was fucking horrible and just a poorly written villain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much she'll actually be in it compared to Cena.
She was dusted through that whole goddamn trailer.
She might just be
Yeah.
the handoff. Like to bring in that.
If you have
character.
fucking Charlize Theron as a villain, she's got to fight.
Yeah. I know.
She would get murdered.
She's a badass
No,
in
she's a
like
badass.
in
Got
action
punched by
movies.
John Cena, she would
Well,
disintegrate.
she's not gonna punch John Cena because they're on the same side.
Yeah.
If she got punched by Vin Diesel, she would disintegrate. The
Well,
man,
yeah, Vin Diesel like beat
he's
the Rock in
5'7"
Fast Five.
of muscle.
Yeah,
Yeah, he threw him through a
no,
building.
but she can fight like Michelle Rodriguez.
Yeah, that'd be fun, I guess. I don't know, but that's like not her character though. She's like
No.
Hacker Man.
Yeah,
Is Kurt
she's-
Russell returning in this one?
Basically, she's like evil Ludacris.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
said no Kurt Russell?
No, Kurt Russell wasn't even in the last one. No, he died in the last
I
one,
thought he
right?
was
Or-
in the last one.
He was in 8. He was in 7 and 8.
I thought he died.
No, they reference him in
Okay.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Because they were just trying to offload Clint Eastwood's kid on us, right?
Yes,
And
they
they're
were
like,
trying to make him like
Good
new Paul Walker.
Yeah.
But no.
Paul Walker came down and spoke to Vin Diesel and said, "No,
no,
stop
no.
Not for me.
cool."
Doug, as someone who hasn't watched these movies since what, Tokyo Drift?
Yeah, Tokyo Drift is where
Hey,
I
they-
left off.
Characters.
What do you think?
Looks so dumb. They're like nothing. It looks like so absurd and over the top,
Yes.
but not really in like a fun way for me. Which maybe I like don't really know half these characters.
Well, you
It
haven't,
seems
you haven't
like
seen
the
it.
trailer played a lot on like you having some connection to these characters.
Yeah.
So
I
there
mean,
was that.
You gotta
and
know.
then,
You
yeah,
gotta
it
know
just
the
looks like-
family. If you don't know the family, you're not gonna really enjoy the movie as much.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah,
about the
and
family.
just like
I
you got
did,
like you guys said, you got magnets pulling shit into cars and cars pulling cars and
I saw on Twitter.
flying cars.
Yeah, exactly. I saw on Twitter this past week. They're like, "What group would you, if you needed to save the world, what group would you like have as your team?" And it had the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fast Group, and the DC, the Snyderverse characters. And someone goes, "Well, I mean, there's only one group that didn't have to go back in time to save the day."
It's true. Yet.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time before there's time travel in the Fast movies.
And they
Yep.
go back and
That's where they get me.
Fair
As soon
enough.
as they introduce time travel, I'll join.
They've got, according to Vin Diesel, there's I guess 2 more, so maybe 10 or 11. We'll have the time
oh
travel.
my god, they're
That's-
gonna end
That's when you'll come in.
on 11? Oh, that kills me.
Oh, because they're doing a 2-part 10. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fast 10-year seatbelts. Do
part
it.
one- Part 1 and 2.
God damn it. Do it, please.
Overseas, this one's just Fast and Furious 9.
It
We
should-
get the weird titles.
Yeah, what is
F9
it like?
so bad.
All,
Yeah,
what,
F9
what's the
F9
title?
pretty
Like, it's
bad.
all about family or something like that? Or...
No, it's just
No.
F9.
I thought there was a
Yeah.
sub.
They ditch it all. It's just called It's All About
I
Family.
thought there was. I remember seeing
It's gonna be a bunch of like 50-year-old women going to see it and be
There
like, "What
was
the fuck are
definitely
we
a sub-
watching?"
there was definitely like a byline for that. Like it was It was F9.
The
and
Fast
then
Saga.
No, there was something else.
So yeah, let's go into what we watched. Corey, let's start with your pick.
So I'm rewatching Sons of Anarchy, turned into Sam Crow. I just had like the urge to rewatch the show for like the past month, so I just started it. And basically leading up to Mayans, the Mayan show that was like the new show that just came out over the past couple years. Yeah, I mean it's such a awesome show. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but it's like a great drama, great like family drama. Reminds me a lot of Breaking Bad in a lot of ways. Like I guess because it's FX, they really just completely push the boundaries of really what should be on television.
Yeah, FX was always like that cable channel that would go further than everyone else.
Yeah, there's just so much. And returning to it, I'm on season 2 now, or almost at the end of season 2, and the things that happen on the show, I didn't remember, and I didn't understand why I didn't remember because they're incredibly screwed up. But really well written. You can tell that Kurt Sutter, just had a lot of heart and just motivation to bring this show out in the way that that he did. which is weird because I don't think any of the other stuff that he's done really was well received. I know he did that medieval show that was on for one season
Yeah.
that wasn't good, which was surprising. But Mayans is supposed to be good, so I'm enjoying it, rewatching it, knowing where the show ended. You know, however long ago, 5 years or 10 years, might be close to 10 years now. I think it ended in 2012 or 2014. But it's cool seeing a lot of those actors again. Ron Perlman's awesome. Charlie Hunnam, who is now, way bigger actor. But it's on Hulu. If you guys want a really good family drama to watch, I'd definitely check it out.
That is not how I typically hear Sons of Anarchy be described. Like, if you guys are looking for a family drama, check out Sons of Anarchy.
It really is, because it centers around. I mean, they're a biker
yes,
gang,
no, I get it. It's just not the way. The pitch. Like, if someone's looking to watch a family drama, I think you should check out Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
You typically think of like This Is Us or something like that. All right. Sorry.
What's the strong season in Sons? Like, what's the best season in Sons of Anarchy? Because I think I've seen 2 seasons of this, and it was.
I heard the second was the best one from
Yeah.
a critical standpoint.
Yeah, season 2 is really, really good. Honestly, most of the seasons I enjoyed. I thought were good, but I think season 2 and 3 were probably 2 and 4 were probably the best, because 3 was good but not as good. But I think you're definitely right. Season 2 is definitely the best one of the entire show. The best arc, I guess.
I watched the series finale of it. I didn't understand enough that was going on.
Yeah, I mean, the season finale.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Watch the last episode of this series.
I just wanted to see how it ended.
Yeah.
That would be a wonderful segment, is to watch the last episode of a TV series and try and explain what the TV series is about.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
I was just thinking, you just watched the last episode of Breaking Bad. Like, what's going on?
It's like you watching the F9 trailer, and you're like, I feel like there's character stuff I'm supposed to know, but
it's like it's not striking
a lot more in a case of a TV show.
Yeah, totally.
Doug, you watch?
What's that?
What?
I like the segment idea.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to see if we can piece together an entire TV show off the last episode.
Yeah.
All right, Doug, you were watching a new show, fairly new show, right? From the
Solar Opposites.
Morty guys, one of the guys at least.
Yeah, I know Justin Roiland is involved and clearly does all the voices. The animation's very Rick and Morty style. But I don't know that Justin Roiland has a huge range, because he sounds. A lot of the characters still sound
exactly
like
the
him.
same. Yep.
Yeah, so it definitely has a lot of Rick and Morty vibes. Not as funny, but it follows 2 aliens and their replicants that escape their homeworld. Picked Earth, which was they thought it was an unpopulated planet that they were planning on terraforming. Crashed into a house, and now they just kind of live like a sitcom style life in this house. But what I found probably the most interesting plot of this show was one of the kids, or I guess replicants, which is just a mini version of them, a younger mini version of themselves, took a shrink ray and starts just randomly shrinking people that he doesn't like. And then he puts them in this wall, which is basically this ant area. And there's this whole subplot where these people in the wall that create their own society, and there's different gangs, and you just follow throughout each episode what's going on in the wall. That to me was probably the most interesting part of the show. That's just seeing how this.
It's
Go ahead.
legitimately the only part of the show I actually liked was the wall.
You watched it.
Yeah, I've seen the first season, I think, and I just stopped watching it because I was not interested. It wasn't.
Yeah,
But the wall was.
It's not
The
funny.
wall's hilarious.
It's not funny.
the wall is awesome. Yeah.
It's really not funny.
Well, the real
Stuff like
the prodigal son returns in June. Rick and Morty season 5.
Ooh,
So you can go back to the real thing soon enough.
that's lovely.
you should just create like the Wall series or something.
I would totally watch that.
It's funny too, like there's like a lot of detail, like when you're really paying attention. Like, you're watching these characters sleep in their beds in the wall, and it's like sweetener packets they're using for pillows and pieces of paper for blankets, and like they've just like used every like thing they could get their hands on that would be like huge in size to create things that they're used to. It's pretty cool.
All right.
Yeah, the real.
So it's not worth watching.
I didn't say that. It's worth it for the wall stuff. It's entertaining. If you've got like
How much of the show is the wall stuff?
well, each season has a whole episode dedicated to the wall,
Got
and
it.
then it's like 5 minutes in a 30-minute episode, if that. It's only 8 episodes for a season, so it's a pretty quick watch.
All right. Well, I know JP's not recommending it, so
Yeah, I actually had forgotten I watched this
It's,
show until Doug put it on the list.
Yeah, I've been on a cartoon binge, but it was easy for me to just kind of fly through 2 seasons of it. So next week I'll have a new cartoon to recommend.
sounds good. All right, JP, let's go into the Sandler verse.
Yes, the second layer of hell, which is Adam Sandler's The Do-Over, which was just modern country music, the movie, because it just fucking random party country music just kept playing over and over and over and over again. Let's see. Let's go to the Rotten Tomato score real quick, just off the bat.
Let's pull it up.
Going from a 0. This one I believe is single digits still.
I think it was like a 9, if I remember.
Well,
It was a 9.
It's an improvement.
9%. And you know what?
Do you think it was better than?
I think they came up with 9% of a story, and that's where the 9% came from.
So what is this movie about?
It's about David Spade, who's like the biggest cuck in the world, and it's essentially the exact definition of the word. He is married to the prom queen from high school that constantly cheats on him.
Who was it? What was the actress?
Was it an Arquette? No, because I think she passed away. Hold on. Let's bring it up. The Do-Over. Oh God, it's such bad. It's Natasha Leggero.
Oh, the comedian, the female comedian.
Yes. I thought it was the Arquette woman, but it's not. So I think she passed away. Yeah. So he's married to her. She's basically cheating on him with her ex-husband, boyfriend from high school. They all went to school together, and then Adam Sandler shows up with a voice. And this is my gripe, because I don't think Adam Sandler has an actual real voice anymore. Because he's always even in this movie, he plays just a straightforward character. He is not supposed to be very funny. He's the straight man.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they're all straight men, because there's really no fucking comedy in this movie. And he's still doing a voice, and he shows up to David Spade.
Yeah, what does he have in this one? Like a Brooklyn-y type voice?
Kinda.
Like an attempt at something like that?
It's an attempt at being like a serious guy. Like, I'm a serious dude.
Yeah.
It's really bad. And he shows up, and he basically says, you know, what if you could just do your life over again? What if you fake your death and start all over again? He basically roofies David Spade and makes it seem like they died, fakes their death, and then they take the the identity of these two other people that he found in the morgue, and hilarity ensues. I'm still waiting for the hilarity to ensue, but
it doesn't sound like a super funny
God.
concept, but
it's not, and it's not a super funny movie. It's not a drama. It's just a fucking movie.
It's more of a David Spade movie than an Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, which is in some ways fucking worse than an Adam Sandler movie.
I would say it's absolutely worse.
Yeah, because David Spade is horrible.
What did you think? Like, did you hate this more or less than?
No, this definitely gets
Ridiculous
points
6.
for trying to have a story.
It's more,
Because-
it's not just a bunch of skits thrown together.
Yeah. It's they tried to have a story. They tried to make jokes within the framework of their awful story, and it was horrible, but it was at least a cohesive movie. There was like a clear beginning, a clear problem, a clear solution. There was a twist, which was pretty fucking obvious, I
Ooh.
thought.
Oh yeah.
But man, yeah, this was a stinker.
Well, I will. So you have Sandy Wexler up next.
Yes.
This is the most ridiculous of all the Adam Sandler voices.
It's
By
double
far.
digits though, man. It's
His laugh in it, it's like just like it's so ridiculous. I'd say there's even less of a story in Sandy Wexler than any of the other ones. But I would say it was
something to look
better.
forward to.
It was better than the other two
okay.
that you've watched so far.
All right. Yeah.
What do we say? It has a 27 on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's double digits. It is a 27% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So that's fucking 3 times better
Yeah.
than the do-over.
This is gonna be like watching fucking like an Academy Award winning movie compared to what I've been watching every week.
Exactly.
When will
I'm probably
JP's
gonna
sanity
cry.
break?
Probably gonna laugh. Well, I'm glad I didn't start with the highest and go lowest, because then I would just be descending into insanity. I'm lucky that I started at my worst,
Yeah.
and I'm climbing out of the abyss, the horrible, tarry, evil abyss that is
Can only
Adam
go up from
Sandler Netflix movies. And one day, I'm gonna get to the top. I'm gonna get to the top of that ladder. I'm gonna watch Hubie Halloween again.
There you go.
Pinnacle of Adam Sandler Netflix movies.
Yeah, I mean, when you get to the week of, I legit thought that was like one of his best comedies since 2000.
That's
like
the turning point.
That's the 4th one you're watching. Murder Mystery, the 5th one, I didn't like.
Oh, it goes back down.
That's with Jennifer
Yeah.
Aniston, right? Isn't it?
Yeah. The one with Chris Rock, where it's mostly an Adam Sandler vehicle. That one, I actually think it's very funny. It was from Robert Smigel, who wrote Zohan. He's like a Conan SNL writer. So I'll be interested to see what you actually think of that one when it comes up.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Man, I so look forward to watching my Adam Sandler movie of the week.
All right. Well, we'll talk about Sandy Wexler next week.
Yep.
As for myself, I mentioned last week that I started watching New Girl. So I finished season 1, and I'm on, I don't know, 9 episodes into season 2 right now. So it's on Netflix. It was on Fox, if anyone's not familiar. It was on Fox from, I guess, 2011 to 2018. It's about Zooey Deschanel. Her character moves in with 3 guys. They're all around 30 years old, and hilarity ensues. I actually watched the series premiere of it back when, like, the night it originally aired. I don't know if I just wasn't in a mood to watch a new show or something. I didn't really know any of the actors at the time other than Zooey Deschanel, but I didn't really enjoy it. I never watched a second episode after that. Going back to it now, because I've had a lot of people recommend it over the years. Doug, you may have recommended it to me at one point, and I just forgot.
Would have been a long time ago. Would have been like 10 years ago.
Yeah. But our friend Rob was the latest person to recommend it to me. I watched the series premiere again, and this time I found it hilarious. So I've continued watching it. 24 episodes in the first season. They're quick 22 episode 22-minute episodes. Really funny. I mean, at this point, I know pretty much all the actors in it. Max Greenfield, familiar now with from Veronica Mars. I hadn't seen that prior. Jake Johnson, he's in Jurassic World. Safety Not Guaranteed, some other stuff. So
Voice of Peter B. Parker.
Oh yeah, true. Well, that's like his defining role at this point in time. But yeah, both of them are really funny on the show. There's their third roommate on the show wasn't in the series premiere. Like Damon Wayans Jr. was in it.
I saw that.
But then his show Happy Endings got renewed, so he couldn't be a new girl. So they got a different actor to play a different character starting in episode 2. He's really funny. I heard Damon Wayans eventually comes back after Happy Endings got canceled. So I'm looking forward to seeing him return because he's a pretty funny guy. But yeah, I mean, remember the marketing being all about how like annoying Zooey Deschanel's character kind of was, how she's adorable. She definitely has that was the marketing term for it. But yeah, like yes, she has her annoying like moments, but everyone on that show is so over the top that she's really no more than anyone else. I feel like she holds her own with the rest of the guys on it. So I'm looking forward to continuing to watch it. I know, Doug, you said it kind of gets worse as it goes along, like in the later seasons.
I think he's gone. He's staring at the
just gonna wait for his answer. I think he's really
distance, and I think
he's really thinking about it. Yeah,
this is a majestic pose.
He's right pondering.
Just gonna go ahead and put Corey over the top of you.
All right. Well, fuck Doug's input. Yeah, I'll be continuing to watch it. It's something I can watch. I watch like basically 4 episodes a night on like work nights.
This is where we put all our frozen people.
And then I'd be remiss not to mention, this is what I would have included if I didn't say last week that I watched New Girl, but I watched Unhinged. We talked about it last summer when it was coming out. I know, JP, you were really looking forward to it. Did you ever get?
I still haven't seen it.
All right, well, it's on Prime Video.
Yeah, I gotta watch it,
dude. It's fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot it was like an R-rated movie, and it's like a very R-rated movie.
Hard R-rated. Yeah.
It's very fucking brutal. Every time basically a fucking car can just get crashed into in the worst possible way it happens.
Yeah.
Like you'll see like fucking some cars like can help the girl, and then a fucking fucking big fucking rig will just run over it as fucking fast as possible, and the car will just get destroyed. Oh man,
wonderful.
Russell Crowe's like terrifying.
Russell Crowe, they put in like the biggest fat suit imaginable.
Yeah.
So great.
But like the opening scene of the movie, he just like walks it. He's like popping pills and just walks in the house and fucking kills fucking. I shouldn't laugh, but he kills like his wife and his like wife's new lover like with a hammer and like lights the house on fire.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is how this movie's starting.
Yeah.
Unhinged is a very accurate title.
Yeah.
This movie's fucking out of its mind.
It's a fun ride though.
It does like the whole joyride type thing very well in the year 2020. Like it incorporates all like the new technology that we have now, like that wasn't in like that type of movie or Duel back in the 70s. So it feels like every 20 years you kind of have to do like an update on that. You're getting chased by somebody else, and the fact that this one isn't not on like out in the middle of nowhere, but it's like in New Orleans, in like neighborhoods and major highways with tons of other cars is an interesting twist on it. But
do they get around the fact that she probably has a cell phone?
Yes.
Yeah.
In a believable way?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
So I would and it's got fucking McPoyle in it. So
gotta love that.
McPoyle makes everything better. From Always Sunny and Westworld. But yeah, check it out. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, since you were the one who was probably most excited about it last summer.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about it. I think I'll watch it this week. Maybe I'll watch it in like my post Sandler depression.
That would be a good idea.
Yeah.
All right. So now let's talk about the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4. Everyone has seen it, correct?
Yes.
Has everyone seen the hour-long dancing Baron Zemo?
I mean, that's more important than the actual
Not
episode.
the hour, but I did watch a good amount of it.
I watched a good 15 minutes of it. It took me about 15 minutes to realize that it just kept repeating over.
It was just, it's just looping 30 seconds,
But,
right?
yeah, I'm not a very smart person, but it was entertaining.
Oh man, the Zemo cut.
Zemo's like low-key my absolute favorite character in this entire series so far.
He's a blast.
Yeah.
And it's not even close, honestly.
He's so good.
Everyone
he's just
loves
always
Zemo.
like just living his luxury lifestyle, and I mean, he's like the smartest character on the show. He's always
Eating-
giving input that's actually like
Yeah.
correct.
Eating his
Yeah.
Turkish
How you should
delights.
handle
Yeah, and he's got such a cool arc because he's everything they're doing is sort of he's making them do it, and he's having just a great time watching them become morally gray and do some really not so heroic things.
Yeah.
It's quite lovely. I do enjoy watching that. I forgot what happened in this episode. What happened in this
Let's
episode?
start with the ending because there's
Hold
nothing
on.
bigger than that.
Spoilers.
Spoilers are coming. They're coming hot and heavy in a second. We're gonna give you 5 seconds to leave.
Yeah.
Or
Spoilers.
fast forward. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Snape
1.
kills Dumbledore.
Damn it, that was the wrong spoiler. Bloody Shield.
Yeah. That was brutal.
Yeah.
That was the most brutal thing in the MCU.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely.
Is the head still attached?
I don't know what he was fucking chopping at.
I mean, it looked like he was going down on the guy's chest, but I
thought
immediately
that was a full-on
envisioned his head.
decapitation.
Yeah.
It may have been a full-on decapitation,
It might
but I
have
think he
been.
probably broke his chest at one point.
Yeah. Him taking the serum, probably the most obvious thing.
Yeah, I mean, Doug predicted it, episode 1?
Yeah.
That was going to happen.
I can't even hear you, Doug.
Doug, are you on? I mean, we can
Doug.
see you.
Yeah. You're muted, Doug.
It's Corey. He's attacking Doug on Twitch.
What is with you tonight, Doug?
Use your words, Doug.
You are muted.
It looks like a riveting conversation. I want to be part of this.
Turn off your fucking thing and come back in. This is easily our most technical difficulty episode that we've ever done.
Yeah, Doug's whole setup has just been devolving into a potato.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of weeks.
Over the next week, you need to buy some sort of camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone out there that's got a hookup for Doug, can we get him some technology?
He needs a webcam stat.
Yeah.
A
Well,
webcam.
I think he needs a computer.
My God. This is so embarrassing.
Doug, stop it. You're embarrassing.
You're making us look bad.
All right. He's getting Corey faced. Taking over.
I mean, that is a fantastic.
That's going to be our mascot for technical difficulties. I'm going to turn that into a fucking technical difficulties.
With the music, like.
Hey,
thing.
Dirk's on now?
Yeah, Dirk's chilling. Dirk's in the chat. Frozen Doug returns. Hell yeah. Yeah, Dirk missed our Instagram post, so Doug was right. We got to get those Instagram posts out. Got to let people know. Gets the people going.
Oh my God.
I'm just catching up on the comments.
Oh yeah, that's some good ones.
Frozen Doug returns. Hey.
Is he back?
Still can't hear him.
Still can't hear him.
Now Dirk believes it's on. We do it on Wednesdays. Other
Yeah,
than random Monday.
It's like supposed to be Mondays, but we've gotten in a little bit of a rut where it just has to be Wednesdays.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're unpredictable.
There's been personal stuff, other things getting in the way of Mondays. We've had a lot of cases of the Mondays lately.
Yeah, man, Mondays, dude. It's like
Doug, can we hear you?
we can't hear you.
Oh man. Call in like this is a talk radio segment.
Caller, you're on the air. Hi, I'm one of the hosts. Caller.
Hi, are we speaking to Doug? Hi, Doug. You're on Limp Breathe Film.
Oh man, we could do call-ins. We get people from Twitch to call in and tell us stuff. Let's go.
Doug, this is gonna be like Lost. You're gonna have to like write things on paper and put it up, or write it on your hand, put it on the screen.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, there you are.
Are you on your phone too?
Oh, you guys heard me.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Okay, I thought you. Never mind. It's all good.
All right,
we can
we're
hear
good.
you.
All right.
Your camera's still a little.
I've been.
You've been what, Doug?
Uh-oh.
I can hear.
You can hear us? Jesus Christ. Huh? What?
Huh? Hello.
All right, let's just talk about Falcon Winter Soldier. If Doug can chime in every once in a while, cool. But yeah, Doug predicted that John Walker would take the serum, maybe episode 2. We had that conversation about whether he already was super or not. He was not. He took it. It has brought all his worst impulses to life, which we clearly saw he had. He was very much a hothead. And now after his buddy gets murdered in the fight, whether it was, I guess it was accidentally, even though you're fighting,
You're fighting. That's murder.
You think that, no, but I mean, are they intending to kill each other, or are they just intending to punch people in the face? Either way, he died, and John Walker is very upset, so he murders the dude. So yeah, that was the most shocking thing that I think I may have ever seen in an MCU thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's much else to add about the episode. I mean, where do you think we're going now? Who the fuck is the power broker?
I don't know. Corey said last week that it's what's her face, Sharon Stone. Sharon Carter.
Sharon Carter. Yeah, I don't know about that anymore. They said
everyone's talking about that on the internet too. There's no way.
That'd be such a boring pick.
It's Mephisto.
Yeah. It's obviously Mephisto. It's Boner. Is this gonna be another Boner?
Yeah, probably.
It's gonna be like, the power broker was really Sergeant Wiener.
I wonder.
See, kids, this is what happens on Marvel TV shows. We'll see you next time with the Wiener joke. Bye.
I wonder if it's going to be a character that, a new character, or a character that we've seen before, but maybe haven't seen in a long time, and that's why people, haven't realized it yet.
The one guy I was thinking that it might be is, did they kill Claw in Black Panther?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead.
They did, okay.
Yeah, Killmonger killed him.
Okay, because he seemed like the type of person that would be doing something like this. Twitch user Doug thinks it's Sharon Carter. It's too late in the game to introduce a new character.
I'm thinking maybe it could be someone from Incredible Hulk. It could be
that weird mutant guy they showed at the end with the big brain.
Well, that'd be cool if they brought Tim Blake Nelson back as the leader.
Yeah.
I don't know, or Abomination. We know he's returning for She-Hulk. Maybe he's on trial in She-Hulk from whatever he does in this. Or you can have General Ross, who clearly is obsessed with super powered people.
Yeah, we got a shout out that
I
it
don't
could
know.
possibly be Doom, like Doctor Doom, but that'd be a pretty fucking big reveal for a TV show.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned to not get my expectations too high on what they're going to reveal based on how they fucked us over in WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it was someone that could be in a mask, you wouldn't have to have them cast necessarily,
Mm-hmm.
because like obviously Thanos has been 3 people over the course of whatever, or maybe it was only 2, but
Yeah, just a lot of different designs.
yeah, so they could do something like that. But I like the little bit of mystery in it. It kind of takes it away from being just like a straight action show to there's a little bit of intrigue and larger world ramifications to it.
Yeah, the espionage is cool. Like that aspect. It feels like a spy drama, spy action, Definitely feels very much like a sequel to the Winter Soldier, the Captain America movies, which is good.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
actually referred to it as Captain America before.
Yeah. I mean,
It
it
seems-
Oh, gotta watch the new episode of Captain America.
yeah.
Like, I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Captain Falcon Soldier. Do you think Sam takes the serum? Do you think they get a thing and he takes it?
I mean, they seem to be
He has to,
I feel
right?
like
getting us ready for that to happen.
Yeah, I feel
based
like
on the
he
conversations.
inevitably has to or will. Maybe not has to, but decides to.
I
He
have a
probably
feeling-
has to in order to beat Walker.
I think
Yeah.
it's going to be something like that, or he's like on death's doorstep and they give it to him so he doesn't die.
One of the two, probably.
There's no way he can be Captain America without superpowers.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
They just proved that you can't
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, exactly. And it needs to be the right person that has the superpowers.
Exactly.
And so far, he's shown that like he'll do the right thing basically every single
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, except for when Baron Zemo has him do shady things with Turkish delights.
Would you like a Turkish delight?
Oh boy.
Would you like some tea?
I want a Turkish delight. They look delicious.
And the kids like him.
Yeah, no, he fucking bribes kids with candy.
Yeah. Just an
All right.
upstanding gentleman.
So yeah, we'll talk about episode 5 next week. Crazy, there's only 2 episodes to go on the entire show.
Yeah.
I know Sebastian Stan is itching for season 2. He's been like begging Feige to like come up with an idea. And said he will like do anything. So we'll see if that comes to pass. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. But yeah, let's jump into our feature presentation, which, as we said,
We're a little jumbled because Doug fucking left again.
Doug, you're killing us.
Doug's been commenting in Twitch chat.
Doug is actually he's just not even home. He's trying to do this remotely.
Oh yeah, Doug says the arm thing was kind of cool. It was when he puts the arm on.
All right, Doug said the point is the serum doesn't make the hero.
Yeah, but I think the point is that he becomes the hero and then takes the serum rather than take the serum and become the hero.
Yeah.
It's got to prove that
it only elevates the hero.
Yeah, it's got to prove that he can handle the responsibility.
Derek, they didn't fuck anyone over. Just fan theories went wrong. No, I meant they fucked us over with Boner. With Ralph Boner. They brought in
with everything else.
They brought in Quicksilver from X-Men and then made it not Quicksilver.
Yeah.
After saying it was Quicksilver.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah, it was awful.
Otherwise, yes, I definitely agree. It was fan theories. It's just like Lost or any of those other shows where people theorize on Reddit and social media. You can't be mad when your predictions aren't correct.
Mm-hmm.
But I do get mad when the predictions are better than what they actually fucking give us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What could have been? You got some like slob on the internet that's coming up with these great ideas, and you got someone that's paid handsomely to write these things, and it's just sometimes it's garbage.
Yeah.
Ralph Boner, I didn't need Mephisto, but
Corey was banging that drum for so long that eventually you want it.
yeah, didn't need Ralph Boner though.
No
Yeah,
one
that
likes
still
boner.
kind of felt fucked up.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Doug's back.
Hey, I'm
Doug,
back.
you wanted to add your last points about the episode about you say the serum doesn't make the hero, and you brought up the fight with
Yeah, and I mean,
Dora Milaje. What are they called? The Dora Milaje, Dora Menage.
yeah, I don't.
Melage.
That sounds
Let's
right.
go, Menage.
versus Team Cap.
Yeah, so I was just saying in the chat, I think the arc that Sam's gonna take is that he didn't feel like he was good enough for the Shield, and part of that is probably because he doesn't have that super soldier serum that Cap had. And I think the whole point of this is to show that you've got this guy that dresses like Cap, looks a lot like Cap, although like a goofier version of Cap. And he's got the super serum, he's got everything, but he doesn't have like the heart that Cap had and that spirit. And so I think where they're going is like that's gonna help Sam eventually realize that it's not the serum that made Cap who he was. It was kind of like the heart. And I think that's where they're gonna go. And I don't see Sam take it. One, I don't know that there's any serum left because Zemo like stamped it all out.
Serum left.
Yeah.
And they killed the guy.
There's always serum in the banana stand.
You got a plot hole? I got some serum for you, guys.
Did that scientist who created that second version of the serum die? He didn't die, right?
Yeah, Zemo shot him in the chest.
Oh,
He's
did.
dead.
I
Yeah,
don't
he's
remember
dead.
that.
He's dead, and I think because you can't have like a bunch of serum out on the street and everyone's super soldiers. It just gets kind of crazy. But yeah, I think
they're gonna have one vial back at like that city somewhere. They're gonna find it.
I don't think you can give him I don't think he should get the serum.
He's got it. He's
feel
gonna
like
get banged around like a drum from all these superheroes if he's just got wings.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's gonna be able to. I think he's gonna be able to pull it off. He's gonna maybe get some upgraded wings from Wakanda.
There's not enough vibranium in the world, Doug, to make wings.
I don't see Sam taking the serum.
Captain America straight up decapitated a super guy with a shield. Like Sam's just gonna get his head punched off. And if
he's
they
got
just
Bucky though.
Yeah, but if they have him go like toe to toe with a superpowered person and somehow he wins, I'm calling bullshit.
Buckle up, it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it probably will, but I won't like it.
But yeah, I mean, this last episode was kind of cool. There was some parts I kind of liked what they were doing in the beginning more, like the whole Isaiah story, like the Captain America. Like I want to see more of him and his storyline and where they were going in that direction. I don't know that I care as much about this Walker character and who the power broker really is. Doesn't really interest me. Like it's not like WandaVision where every week I was chomping at the bit to like know how a mystery played out. Like I don't really overly care who the power broker is. And so when they do the reveal at some point, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, cool.
Unless it's Steve Rogers.
That would be an interesting turn.
It's Toby.
And then I had just cool. But yeah, and the arm thing I thought was kind of neat. That it was smart. Like it was a smart thing to write into the script because of course if they built Bucky a vibranium arm, they'd like build in also a way to disable it if he ever like goes off the rocker again. So I thought that was a nice little touch.
Fail-safe is smart.
I liked how they showed it attaching too, because they've never done that before, or at least when he puts it on in the other one, it was just like he already had it on. They showed like the socket. I thought that was neat.
I do like the idea of him potentially like relapsing at some point, and like them having to deal with like that and like having that fail safe is smart. But all right, let's actually jump in this time to the feature presentation. Like we said, we were going to. So if you listen to the beginning of the episode, you know we are going to be recasting roles from film history. Ones that we believe that if the performance was better, the film overall would have been elevated. So we basically talked about how we thought like the perfect case of recasting was when Eric Stoltz was replaced by Michael J. Fox for Back to the Future after they were filming it for a couple of weeks. So we're going in that headspace. Basically, they film a movie for a couple of weeks. The role isn't working out as well. Here's who we'd plug in from that time period to make the movie better. So yeah, I believe we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 picks. So yeah, let's dive right into this. We've got some superhero ones, some Star Wars ones, some random action movies, and that's really it. So our first one, I'll let the Green Lantern guys in here talk about it since I didn't see the actual movie, so I cannot speak to Ryan Reynolds' performance in it. But from my understanding, he was not the right cast for this character, right person cast for this character. I believe JP, you said he should have been the Flash back in the day. That was something
would
you
have
used to
loved
say
him.
regularly.
He would have been a good
Yeah,
Flash.
he would have been a good Wally West.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
that would have been good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely.
instead, we got him as what, Hal Jordan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Like
not
a-
even that he wasn't bad in the movie. It's just he wasn't Hal Jordan, and that was kind of disappointing. Yeah, he just didn't bring that character to life the right way.
Got it.
I don't
All right,
think.
so
I also
it's
don't-
2011.
Yeah.
Who do you well? Can't say what you're saying, but in 2011, who would you pick
Yeah,
after you finish your thought?
Yeah, I just think that it was poorly written, but Chris Pine from Star Trek, from Wonder Woman, and I've thought this for a while. I think he would have been a better pick, just based on a lot of the other movies and performances that he's done. He would be able to bring that character to life like that. He's very, just confident, but also really kind of like stuck up. And I just think that he would really bring that character to life a lot better.
I don't know. I feel like Chris Pine's kind of like as interesting as like a piece of wood or something. It's kind of boring.
I feel like he has more not even, I guess, like more charismatic in a more of just like a dramatic comedic role instead of Ryan Reynolds, who's great in comedic roles. I generally don't really care for him in dramatic roles for the most part. So I just think like that balance that is this character. I think Chris Pine would have been better.
Okay. Double dipping on the DC then.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had him in Wonder Woman.
Nope.
True, and I thought he was great, Steve Trevor, in
Yeah.
Wonder Woman. Granted, I don't know either of these source materials, so I don't know if he was actually like if he was Steve Trevor or if he just gave good performance. But I thought
I
he
don't
was
even
really
know who
good.
Steve Trevor is.
Yeah.
Yeah, either do I.
I'd like to live in a world where Mark Strong plays every character in Green Lantern 2011 just because he's so good.
I mean, that was one casting that they literally nailed perfectly. Yeah. He was a perfect casting for Sinestro, the villain in that movie.
If they ever did it again, they should bring him back
villains.
Because that's the one thing that they got completely 100% right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the other. Well, we've got 2 other DC movies on here, so let's go through those. So we've got one of the originals in Batman '89. This, I would say, is it's a controversial pick.
I like to stir up controversy.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, I mean, you know my love for Michael Keaton Batman.
They do.
Huge fan of Keaton as Batman. Just saying, in an alternate reality, if we had to have someone else that I think does just as good of a job, maybe a little bit better of a job, and that'd be like prime late 80s Kurt Russell with his flowing mullet. And I mean, he's shown that he can hold, a weird, campy type of action flick with the Escape from LA and Escape from New York movies. He also has a chiseled motherfucking jawline and would look wonderful in a Batman costume. And he does a pretty good suave, sophisticated Bruce Wayne type. I just think, obviously, it'd be a little bit of a different vibe, but like Kurt Russell in his prime as Batman would be fucking awesome. He's just a badass dude. He would fit the Batman costume, and he can do the Bruce Wayne stuff. Obviously, like I'm saying, it would be a different movie, but I think he would probably mesh well with the whole Burton theme too, because he's not just like a straight up action guy, straight laced actor type. He has a little bit of a weird side to him.
Yeah.
I really think it could work.
Yeah, he's
It's
got
something
range
I've
too.
always wanted to see.
Okay. I definitely hear you. Rather than replace Keaton,
Yeah, I thought about the Val Kilmer
replace
thing.
Val Kilmer or George Clooney. It's only
Yeah,
6 or 8 years later.
I mean, George
Yeah.
Clooney, yes, but that's not going to save that movie.
Corey's like, no, not for Val Kilmer.
Batman and Robin was.
You're right. He
fucking
could not
terrible.
save Batman and
He would
Robin.
not
But
save.
Corey, you think Batman Forever is a good movie?
Yeah, I do.
Kurt Russell would absolutely be better than Val Kilmer.
Oh yeah, no,
But
I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, that would be. I would like to see that for sure.
This is why I didn't do it, because I don't think it's possible to say Batman Forever. So I
That's
think
fair.
it's a metaphor for crap movie.
That's very fair.
I think it's fucking terrible. I just, that was always something growing up as a kid. We were a very pro Kurt Russell household.
You were.
I always thought, I'm like, why
Overboard.
is this guy not playing Batman? Because he looks like fucking Batman. I mean, you can't look at a picture of Kurt Russell from the late 80s, early 90s and say that he doesn't look like fucking Batman the Animated Series.
Like
He has a fucking square for a head.
Captain Ron.
Captain Ron's a fantastic movie. I don't know. This was the first one that came to mind when I was thinking about recasting a movie. I was like, Keaton's great. I love Keaton. But give me a little Kurt Russell in the 80s.
All right. And then our third DC one is a very recent one. Interesting. So we've got Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, and it's an interesting replacement. Who was this that put this down?
Yeah, who was this?
I think it might have been Doug. Maybe.
Mr. Frozen guy. Mr. Freeze over here.
Can we pile on to Mr. Freeze right now?
All right. Well, Mr. Freeze wanted to replace Margot Robbie with Kelly Kiyoko, who plays her on the animated TV show.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh.
I remember her in the TV show.
She is very good on the TV show.
Yeah.
Do I think she would elevate the movie? I'm not sure.
So.
He put down Birds of Prey as the movie, so it's not
Yeah.
Suicide Squad where it's a shit movie where you can't elevate it anyway.
I think she would be good,
maybe.
I think Margot Robbie's a better actress, but
I think 100% Margot Robbie's a better actress.
Yes,
I don't know.
But it's not necessarily about is she a better actress, but would she be better in the role?
I'm not even particularly a big fan of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, but I like her as Harley Quinn. But I know Doug doesn't like Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn either. So
correct.
That's why he put it down.
And I think he's watched a few episodes of the TV show, and I guess he likes her on that.
There's just a big difference between voicing a character and being good at it and actually portraying it on the big screen. And I think her portrayal on any form of, I can't speak today, any form of media, like Big Bang Theory, I don't think she's that good. I don't think she really holds a presence at all on screen.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen her I don't think in a movie or a TV show. The only thing I've seen her in is Harley Quinn, and it's just her voice.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
But I just don't have a problem with Margot Robbie in the movies in the Birds of Prey or Suicide Squad or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the other one would be.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
we can.
We can. Couldn't hear you.
Okay.
Couldn't
We're
hear you
ripping on
basically
Awesome.
the entire feature presentation, but we can hear you now.
Yeah, so I figured I could hear you guys not agree with me, which is fine. I figured you guys wouldn't. I'm in the minority of this group. I don't like Margot Robbie's performance as Harley Quinn. I don't think it works. I don't
You're
like her
actually not in the
accent she
minority.
does.
It's actually a 50-50 split.
You're in
there.
the tie.
Okay. And the reason that I put Kaylee Kuko, or I don't know how to say her last name. Kuoko.
Yeah.
The reason I put her is I actually was watching the Harley Quinn cartoon, and hearing her voice, I was just like, it's just like a subtler, just like a better Harley Quinn voice to me. And then I was thinking about it, and I was like, she kind of looks like Harley Quinn in real life anyway. So I don't know if it'll really work, but I'm annoyed with Margot Robbie's performance, and I feel like at least give her a shot. She does the voice well, and she kind of looks the part.
Okay.
It's an interesting pick. Maybe one day she'll get to play it in live action. All right. So that's it for DC. We do have one more superhero related one now, so let's jump right into that. Mr. Tobey Maguire played Spider-Man 3 times. Obviously, there's been a lot of Spider-Man since him. Tom Holland's played it better. But if we're going back into 2002, who would we throw in there?
I think
I did this one again.
The Doug pick.
Yeah, it was me. I had heard that this individual was in the running for Spider-Man, and he does appear as a villain very recent in the last movie of Spider-Man: Far From Home, and that, of course, is Jake Gyllenhaal. And I like Jake. I think he would. I think he would do. I don't know if he would save the third movie, because I'm now having him in the entire trilogy, but I feel like he would do the black Spider-Man suit way better than Tobey Maguire did. Because I just think
he can do dark a lot better than.
Yeah, I just think he can
because dark Jake Gyllenhaal is something that's fairly recent in nature. It used to be like Bubble Boy Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all we had.
I'm picturing Homer Hickam as fucking Peter Parker, like in Spider-Man 1. Because
if we could go from
there was a point in time where like I thought they looked similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
And they don't anymore, like at all. I mean, they were in that movie Brothers in like 2009, where they were brothers in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but they don't look very similar anymore.
No, Jake Gyllenhaal grew up. Tobey Maguire got older, and
they threatened to replace Tobey Maguire with Jake Gyllenhaal for Spider-Man 2 because there was like a whole money type thing going on at that point in time. I remember reading that on Ain't It Cool News back in the day.
He stole Aquaman too from Vinny Chase as well, if I remember correctly.
That is true.
Yeah.
If
we could go from Homer Hickam in like the first Spider-Man to Nightcrawler Jake Gyllenhaal in Spider-Man 3, I'm all about it.
I think you're onto something, Doug. I do think he probably is. He's a better actor. There's no question.
Yeah, I just think it would have been cool to watch him, especially like throughout the trilogy. I mean, ideally 3 just like gets a new script and isn't what 3 became, but even if it is, I think it's probably a better movie with Jake Gyllenhaal. It's not a good movie still, but it's better. Yeah, I don't know. I think he would have been a good choice, because I think that Tobey just, I don't know. There's something about him. He's just a little too goofy. I don't know.
A little too Tobey.
It's weird. Tobey looked really old to be a high school kid, but now he looks really young to be an adult. He just doesn't change. There's just like, age has no effect on Tobey Maguire. He just looks like fucking Tobey Maguire.
Everyone was so old in Spider-Man
They
1.
really were.
I was watching something this past month when Joe Manganiello was like promoting Zack Snyder's Justice League or something
Joe
else.
Manganiello, man. Don't get him pissed at us.
Joe Manganiello.
Manganiello.
Joe Manganiello was promoting it, and they were talking to him about the original Spider-Man, and they said he'd have to like shave multiple times a day during like filming. Like him, I guess Tobey Maguire, James Franco would have to shave multiple times a day because like they were way too fucking old for that part.
Dude, how old was Tobey Maguire when he filmed that movie? Tobey Maguire is 45 years old now.
So then he
looks
was
exactly the same.
26 back then.
Wow.
I mean, what's his face? Andrew Garfield was even older.
Yeah, but Andrew Garfield looks like
He
a little
looks
man
younger.
boy. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a little manlet.
I mean, that's why Tom Holland was as good as like he was because he was age appropriate.
Well, he's like 21 when they started, right?
For Hollywood movies, he was age
Yeah,
appropriate.
yeah. I mean, he looks young.
Yeah.
Like, they nailed it with the age range for him. Like he actually looks like he's part of the in that age range.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go back into Kurt Russell. So he was the actor that we had twice. We did mention that there was one actor twice.
If you guess correctly, you get 20 live breathe film points.
Corey, I believe you put him up as replacing somebody else.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves in Speed. I saw 90s Kurt Russell would be an interesting, or Kurt Russell in what, 93, 92 when this movie came out? 94. That Kurt Russell starring in this movie would definitely be different. I don't know if it would be better, but it would be a different performance, and a performance that I think I'd like to see. I mean, I'd like to see Kurt Russell, with Sandra Bullock.
That was so awesome. Oh, I just happened to look down at Twitch and all of a sudden
So did I.
Jake Gyllenhaal, Spider-Man.
That's great. That's exactly what he would have looked like. Yep. But yeah, I think Kurt Russell would have been an interesting actor to be in that film. It'd probably be a lot darker because Keanu Reeves brought like a weird layer of comedy to that role that I enjoyed, and I think is very unique to just how he acts. But also, Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves had amazing chemistry in that movie. So I wonder what Kurt Russell and Sandra Bullock's chemistry would be.
Yeah, what are you
in
gonna
that
do? Throw
movie.
Goldie Hawn in the movie?
Hell yeah, dude. The world needs more Goldie Hawn.
No. Sandra Bullock stays in the movie, but I wonder what their chemistry would be like. I just think it would be interesting.
I think I don't agree with this pick.
You're just a fucking Kurt Russell hater. I think we're bringing this out. Murph is straight up anti Kurt Russell.
Murph just loves Speed.
I'm definitely not. Yeah, that's what this board has to do with.
Don't fuck with Speed.
Don't fuck with Speed. When I was a kid, I thought Keanu Reeves fucking was awesome in it, and I thought him and Sandra Bullock were great in it.
Yeah, they are.
But I think if you're gonna put somebody, you put Kurt Russell in the Jeff Daniels role, or you put Kurt Russell in the Dennis Hopper role, maybe those two could work.
Jeff Daniels would be his. Yeah, I think I could see that.
Let's just have him play every character but Keanu Reeves.
Put him in.
All right.
Put him in the Sandra Bullock role.
Yeah, he's gonna replace Sandra Bullock.
Dude, he has long, flowing blonde hair. He could do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like Speed so much.
But not Speed 2.
Yeah, I mean, you could put him in anything in Speed 2 and it'll probably be better.
Yeah, probably.
I do like Speed 2.
I think I don't have a Kurt Russell problem. I'm definitely not as big as a Kurt Russell fan as either of you. Both movies that you guys had, I just like a lot, and I don't know how much they can be improved on.
You got to get out of your comfort zone, Murph, and think about it. You're gonna have some long nights thinking about what if Kurt Russell was Batman? Would my life be better?
I
Probably.
compromised both times. I said throw him in Batman Forever, and
You just want to give Kurt Russell the crappy sequels. God damn it!
No.
Gotta
That's
let
not
my
how
man
this
Kurt
works.
fly.
All right. And now for these last two, it's kind of a interesting doubleheader. I threw both these ones down. So it's the same character, but in two different movies and a trilogy. So it's basically how bad Anakin Skywalker was cast in the prequel trilogy. So we had Jake Lloyd in The Phantom Menace, and we had Hayden Christensen in Attack of the Clones. Neither of them worked out at all. Jake Lloyd is a terrible actor. Sorry, child. You're not a child anymore.
It's a grown ass man.
But you just weren't a good actor. You also had shitty scripts, so I will give that to you, along with Hayden Christensen, because Hayden Christensen, I think, can be. I've seen him like be a good actor in some films, but George Lucas' dialogue was just awful. But I think if you have better actors in both of those, they would both be better. The entire trilogy would be better as a whole. So for Jake Lloyd, I had the replacement be Haley Joel Osment. So this is 1999. It is the same. It is the same year as Sixth Sense. He would only be playing him for the one role. I think he would portray more of that like dark side to him, which you do not get at all in Phantom Menace. Like he is just a fucking happy kid, which doesn't really it doesn't really work. Like he should have some sort of a darkness to him at
like
the
throw
start.
an angry tantrum or something like that.
Yeah,
like be kind of a little shit kid for a couple minutes.
Yeah. And Haley Joel Osment brought that darkness and like brought some obnoxiousness to him, but like in a good way in Sixth Sense.
He does scream a lot, doesn't he? In Sixth Sense,
he screams a lot in it. He fucking like berates that one teacher, Stuttering Stanley.
Oh God!
I mean, he's certainly a better actor.
He's a fucking better actor.
Oh yeah, he looks exactly like the kid too.
A good child actor.
Mm-hmm.
He looks similar enough to that kid, to Jake Lloyd. So he's who I'm thinking. I think Phantom Menace is a better movie if you have a better Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah,
it's still a
terrible,
still deeply flawed movie. But it's important that you get Darth Vader, like the kid who will become Darth Vader, who the entire trilogy is.
The whole thing is about him.
He was definitely a bad casting for sure. I agree.
Yeah. Now Attack of the Clones. I'm sorry.
Well, where did they get that kid from? That was in
Jingle All the Way, and he was terrible in that too.
Oh shit, he's the kid from Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. They saw Jingle All the Way and was like, let's fucking put him as Anakin Skywalker in the most important trilogy to come out in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's because really he wasn't even good in that movie.
Yeah.
No.
Like his dialogue is so wooden. Arnold acts circles around him.
Just saying something.
So yeah, I just don't get it. But yeah, now we're in 2002, 2005 for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. Again, they do not get Anakin Skywalker correct. I think you need someone who can go toe to toe with Ewan McGregor for those two movies and like them actually like fucking act well together, and somebody who can have chemistry with a fucking female lead with Natalie Portman. So if we're in 2002, 2005, I'm putting Heath Ledger in the role. Now, obviously, he doesn't look like Haley Joel Osment, so, but whatever. Yeah. I think he will fucking be able to act like well with Ewan McGregor and have chemistry with Natalie Portman. We know he can do like the romantic lead type stuff, like he did it 3 years earlier with 10 Things I Hate About You, and we know he's a fucking killer dramatic actor with everything he did around this time. I mean, I think Brokeback Mountain was the same year Revenge of the Sith came out, and he was nominated for Best Actor. And then he had Dark Knight 3 years after that. So he's only in his He's in his early mid-20s in this time period.
I was gonna say, has he actually proven at this point though, when Attack of the Clones comes out, that he can actually do dramatic acting?
He
Because
was in
Brokeback was what, 2005?
Yes. He was
That was
in
kind of his breakout for.
that was his definitely his critical award breakout. But he did do The Patriot in 2000,
Okay,
where
yeah,
he,
that's
he
true.
acted toe to toe with Mel Gibson, and he did Monsters Ball, where he was fucking really good with Billy Bob Thornton for his supporting role, and did hard drama in that. So those were my picks. I kept it as Anakin Skywalker exclusive. What do you think about Ledger?
I just got to know how Heath Ledger screams no at the top of his lungs to sign off on this, because that's an integral part of this movie.
Yeah,
he's dressed as Darth Vader and he screams no. If he can't deliver that line,
well, he doesn't even do it. James Earl Jones does.
Oh, he does he?
Yeah.
Shit.
No.
I thought it was fucking. I thought they did one with Hayden Christensen, fucking with his voice all.
He's in the suit. That's him in the suit.
He was, which makes no sense.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing with Obi-Wan. It's interesting because we are going to get to see him get one more shot at this with the Obi-Wan TV show next.
I mean, the dude just is Obi-Wan. He's just so good.
No, not Ewan McGregor. Hayden Christensen.
Oh, Hayden Christensen's in it.
He's coming back.
Yeah.
Right, because he's going to play Darth Vader.
Yep.
But
I don't know. Is James Earl Jones doing the voice again? I don't think we.
I don't
know.
I don't know how they.
As you guys said,
how could he not?
He says no as James Earl Jones. So in the suit, it's James Earl Jones's voice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't know what exactly Hayden Christensen's doing. Is the mask coming off? Are there flashbacks?
Well, that's what I think. He's got to be in flashbacks. They're not going to cast him if.
Are they actually going to have the two of them have good buddy energy in flashbacks? I don't know.
It's going to feel so out of place because they were never friends.
Yeah, they didn't. At least
they were never friends.
The movies, they did not make them appear to be friendly at all.
No.
But apparently, they do very well in the Clone War TV show. But that doesn't help if you haven't watched that TV show.
No.
Which I don't think four of us have,
No.
any of the four of us.
I want to. It's on my list.
Same.
It's an undertaking. It's a lot of episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
it's a commitment.
Clone Wars is 7 or 8 seasons, and then the movies. There's several movies, but you're supposed to watch them not in chronological order. You're supposed to watch them in a different order because it makes more sense. It doesn't make sense in chronological order. I was looking at this.
Man, that's frightening.
Yeah.
Just to even hear.
Watch seasons 1 through 3 and then watch this movie and then watch 2 more seasons and then watch this movie.
You need one of those cork boards with the pins in them and all the yarn connecting them to figure out how to watch this TV show.
Yeah, there's a specific way to watch it which makes the most sense, and it's not chronological. But
yeah, those were our picks. We did get some shout outs from other people fan casting on Twitch, so I'll mention some of them. John Hamm over Ben Affleck in Batman vs Superman.
Got a weak ass chin. He's always smiling.
I know he was somebody I was always talking about as Batman back in that Mad Men period. John Cena as the Vanisher in Deadpool 2.
Dude, that's the best one.
oh, man.
Yeah, I mean Brad Pitt was good, but
I mean,
yeah. This is interesting. Gillian Jacobs is Harley Quinn.
Ooh, I kind of like that.
That's an interesting one and very different in the fact that she hasn't played the character at all yet. Kate had Henry Cavill as Dorian Gray and Lily Collins as Anastasia Steele in 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know. Henry Cavill is a big man.
Yeah, I mean, I could see,
which I guess kind of works in that whole dominant type of situation.
I don't know what it is though, but I just see a big jack dude, and I don't see him as being a successful businessman.
Well, he rocks a mean suit in Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah, but he's got that awful mustache.
Who else we got on here? Any others? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. All right. Well, thank you for sending your your picks. So yeah, that's our segment. That's who we're recasting.
Man, I'm looking at a picture of Josh Brolin as Batman too, and sign me up.
Wasn't he rumored back in the day? Or am I
I
making that up?
mean, he would have been a good one for George Clooney or Val Kilmer, probably.
I thought at one of the movies he was rumored to.
He'd be a little old for the Christian Bale one.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been the Ben Affleck one.
He would have been a good Batman for sure.
Apparently, Kurt Russell was being considered as a replacement for Michael Keaton in Batman Forever.
There we go.
The movie that we never got, which I wish we got.
Yep.
All right. That's all we've got for today. Thank you again for listening. We're going to be covering 2008 in our yearly film series, so stay tuned for that if you're on Twitch, or check it out on YouTube, since it'll be on there as its own segment. Next week, with the Oscars coming up, we're going to be talking about our favorite performances of the 2020-2021 extended award season. It doesn't have to be movies that were like nominated or anything like that. It could be Adam Sandler and Hubie Halloween. You never know. But yeah, check that out next week. But yeah, as always, this has been Corey, Doug, JP, and Murph at Live Breathe Film. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. Thanks a lot.